Hi everyone and welcome to our next video. In this video we're going to take a look at an infrared sensor, or you're going to find it in Tinkercad as a PIR device. It's a passive infrared sensor. Where would you see such a sensor? Well, you might have a home security system, and if you look in the corners of your living room you might see a small device up near the ceiling, and that could be an infrared sensor. And all it does is just detects heat from an object like a human body. So if somebody came into your living room, it actually can detect somebody is there basically by the heat or the infrared coming off the device. So that's how it works. The way it works is it is a digital device. That means it is either on or off. It's activated or it's not activated. So it doesn't send out a range of voltages. It either sends out a low voltage or it sends out a high voltage to the Arduino board. The way that you're going to wire it up then, because it's a digital device, is as follows. The pin on the left here is the signal pin, and that's going to go into a digital port. We picked port 4. We're not using an analog input because, like we said, it's only going to input a high or a low, so we're going to use a digital port. The middle pin here, you're going to connect that to 5 volts, and the pin on the right, you're going to connect that to ground. So that's the way you wire up this PIR. Now, if you actually held the device in your hand, you could see that it does have some settings on it. It's got some settings for sensitivity. It has a setting to determine when it will actually turn off after it's been activated. So it does have some settings on the device. We don't have those settings on this device. It's either activated or it's not. Let's take a look at the code here. What I did was I created a variable. That variable is called input, and that's going to store the input from the device. It's either going to be a high or a low. And when we go to input, we are reading a digital pin this time, not an analog pin. So I'm going to take this read digital pin, I'm going to drop it here. It is reading digital pin 4. Just to see what's coming in to the Arduino, we're going to read the value input in the serial monitor. So that's what this block is for, so we can see that. So when I click on serial monitor, you can see that right now it is not started. We're going to start the simulator, and as I do that, you can see that the serial monitor is showing 0. Let's see how this device works. I'm going to drag this way down like so, because when we use this device virtually, basically all you're going to do is you're going to click on it, and then you get this here. Now I'm just going to move it down a bit more because we get this window here. Here's the way the device basically works in a virtual world. Is if I click on it, basically I'm telling it that yes, there is a warm object there giving off infrared, and we'll see if it's picked up by the sensor. So Tinkercad had to figure out how they're going to do this. So basically that's what they did. They said click on it and that's going to activate it. You're going to see it activate here with red, and then eventually it turns off. So it does only activate for a short time, and then it does shut itself off. So we click on it again, you can see it's activated, and then it turns off. So as long as this object here that's giving off heat, giving off infrared, is within this range here, when we click on it, it will notice that yes, it is there, and then it will turn off. If we look in the serial monitor, you can see when I click it, it is 1. So it's a high when it's activated. When it's not activated, it turns off, it goes back to 0. So when I click on it, it's a high, and after a while it turns off and it goes back to 0. So that's it. That's how a infrared sensor works. In this case here, it is a digital input device sending a low or high voltage to the Arduino, which we can use to do different things. We could build a home alarm system or whatever we want to do. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.